was down south recently visiting family and had a chance to see the movie Call of the Wild that Disney put together. And to say I was disappointed would be an understatement. So yeah, I thought, this would be a good time to bring the book out and a camera and share some thoughts. The story is on the surface about a dog, but it's actually about us. Jack London, the late 1800s, went to the Yukon in the gold rush. A man from California, he was thrust into the heart of the wilderness. And the story of Buck is really the story of Jack's experience in the north. It's a story of transformation, it's a story of ancestry, and it's a story of the natural world and the laws that govern it. So it was kind of sad to me to see Disney really censor that story. It's one that's really important to me, and it was one of the stories that stuck with me as a young man, and largely because of reading The Call of the Wild. I went to the wilderness to discover myself and to ask the questions that I needed to ask. And it's out here that I found the answers. And maybe some people disagree with me, but the way I see it is the natural world, the wilderness, and all the laws that govern it, govern the universe, that govern everything. These are the laws and the rules, and this is the environment that molded us for millennia, that shaped us. And I really wonder about a lot of the things that go on in the world today, if they don't have to do with, if they don't rise out of us being disconnected with the world that gave birth to us. I'd like to read a passage from the book before I eat dinner and hit the sack here. And this is a scene where Buck and the rest of the dogs take off after the snowshoe rabbit. There's an ecstasy that marks the summit of life, and beyond which life cannot rise. And such is the paradox of living. This ecstasy comes when one is most alive, and it comes as a complete forgetfulness that one is alive. This ecstasy, this forgetfulness of living, comes to the artist, caught up and out of himself in a sheet of flame. It comes to the soldier, war mad on a stricken field and refusing quarter. And it came to Buck, leading the pack, sounding the old wolf cry, straining after the food that was alive and that fled swiftly before him through the moonlight. He was sounding the deeps of his nature, and of the parts of his nature that were deeper than he, going back into the womb of time. He was mastered by the sheer surging of life, the tidal wave of being, the perfect joy of each separate muscle, joint, and sinew in that it was everything that was not death, that it was aglow and rampant, expressing itself in movement, flying exultantly under the stars and over the face of dead matter that did not move. Yeah, I like that.